Hey Moonies, welcome to the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. I'm your host, Victoria L. Johnson. I'm here with Nissa, founder of Lotusbtr Body Care, a small family-owned and operated Detroit-based business with the aim to provide affordable, high-quality handmade body care products to inner-city residents and communities. She's also a second-degree black belt, kickboxing coach, and karate teacher. I am super excited to have her here. Hey Nissa.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am pretty good. That was such an intro. I feel like now I have to sit up a little straighter.
Listen, I was telling you before we started recording, you have like so much here. Like, I'm like, this is so cool.
Yes, thank you so much. And I actually, oh my gosh, Sundays are my days. Literally, like you say, Sundays are for self-care and Sailor Moon. Literally, it's like my self-care Sailor Moon day. I am chilling, not being bothered by karate. I was asked to come in and train today, and I was like, yeah, no. So, yeah, it's definitely a lot. Trust me.
I love that. Yeah, it's so true. Especially like yeah, today's my, obviously like self-care Sunday day with Sailor Moon. And it's funny because I actually like use your products a lot on these days. So it's like, oh, a little full circle moment.
Thank you. I have to send you some more. Oh my goodness, I've been working on so many new things. So yeah, you expect something in your mailbox pretty soon from me, sis.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm still going through. I got the Adura body butter, so I've been using that a lot lately. I worked with Jackie on that, and I still have stuff from the giveaway that we did last
Oh
year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my goodness, those bubble bars last so long.
Hmm. Yeah.
Of course, with you, it was the limited edition Luna uh
Yeah.
bubble
Luna
bars. Oh my goodness.
Moon.
I'm so glad that they're, being used and everything. I kept a couple for myself that I use. I of course they're wrapped. So, girl, look, like you said.
Yeah. All about self care. Yeah. I have some body scrubs. Anyway, great products. We'll get into it later. But first, I have to ask you, what is your first memory of watching Sailor Moon?
Oh my goodness. On my first memory of watching Sailor Moon, I had to be I want to say 7 or 8. I had no idea what Sailor Moon was. And my cousin's going to kill me, but he'll be fine. My older cousin and I were like, best friends growing up. And he was obsessed with Sailor Moon. He thought she was so pretty and just so smart. And she cried a lot, but she was so cool. And I'm just like, okay, so who's Sailor Moon? And he was like, well, you can watch it, but Sailor Moon's my girlfriend. She stays in my closet and only I can see her. And I'm like, okay, so like, can I watch it? And we started watching the dub, of course. And yeah, so a 7-year old watching Sailor Moon, who also was apparently my cousin's girlfriend, is my first memory of her.
That's hilarious. He was like, "You can watch it, but
But
it's
she's
mine."
mine. I was like,
Yeah.
you're 8. Like, girlfriend. Okay. Okay. And we laugh at it now. He swears he doesn't remember it, but my little sister, who's also obsessed with Sailor Moon, we just tease him about it all the time because, like, who in their right minds would let anybody live that down?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. That's so funny. That's so funny. I've actually heard that though from a few guys who were like they watched it because they like one particular scout, and there was like,
Yeah.
yeah, But we had our crushes too. But yeah, that is funny. So whenever he graced you with the ability to watch the show, what did you have any favorite episodes or moments, or even just now, like as you've been watching it, I'm sure you've watched it again since then.
Yes, I actually had to. I also work in nonprofit, and so Sailor Moon is kind of one of my biggest inspirations as far as being in a sometimes thankless position and yet having to save the world over and over again without people even knowing that it's me saving their world. So I would definitely say um, it's so many of them to choose from. So I'm just gonna try to choose one. My favorite would probably be uh the when the moon rod was created from love. Sailor Moon transforms. Um and I loved it because she had lost her powers. She thought herself, weak and helpless and became a crazy cat lady, like essentially. She was a crazy cat lady.
I
Just
love
and
that.
she was. And I just can relate. And she really just thought that she couldn't do anything until it came down to protecting these, little defenseless things. And even more so, of course, we know Usagi is that person who hates having to depend on other people. And so we saw her really having to allow herself to be vulnerable until she and Mamoru were able to create that moon rod. And so I think just the vulnerability of the episode, the cat obsessions, the using the cute little cats as like her therapy and calming her down and everything, like literally all of it was just so relatable to me. So I would have to say that is definitely one of my absolute favorite episodes.
Yeah, I do love that too. And that she loses her powers and she's like, what do I do? And it's so funny, I've never thought of it, but you're right, she kind of does become a crazy cat lady.
Yes. Yes, she's
For a minute.
obsessed and rightfully so. They were so cute.
They were really cute. And too, I never thought of it in this way. It's funny how, because in the beginning of the series, we see her like she doesn't want to be a Sailor Scout to a degree, and like she kind of only does it like because she has to save her friends.
Hmm.
For her to go to that, so when she loses her powers and feeling like helpless and like I don't want to depend on anybody, where I feel like in the beginning she probably would have been like, oh yeah, y'all can handle this, like I'm
Like,
good.
okay, like, no, for real. I completely agree. And I guess in saying that too, her personal transformation was just like, wow, so you actually want to be here now? Like, it was just so cool to see her grow throughout, even up to that episode. And I believe, what was that, the second season, I think? Second or third?
I think it's the third.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Like her personal growth from not wanting, like you said, to be a Sailor Scout or even be involved with them. Like, okay. Like, I really do think, like you said in the beginning, she would have been like, okay, bye,
Right.
powers. I'll see y'all later.
Finally lost these powers.
Right. Like, dang, what
Yeah.
should I do first? Let me go get a big old milkshake and live my life. Like,
Listen, I'm not mad at it, but
queen vibes for sure.
yeah, but that is yeah, I love that too. I always love like that the hero loses their powers and has to like figure it out again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, do you have a favorite Sailor Scout slash senshi?
Oh my goodness. You're asking all the hard questions
I
today.
know. It's just a tough nail questions here. It's real journalism.
Okay. I don't want to be that cliche person. Dang. To be honest, I haven't narrowed down to two.
Okay. That some people have had four, so you're fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I'm a little underneath the average. Okay. So, of course, I would have to say Sailor Moon. Usagi is best girl to me, like forever. I mentioned that I am obsessed, but growing up, it really was like watching Sailor Moon and watching her growth, watching her just be a girl and cry, but then turn right around and be like, okay, I'm really about to kick your butt. Like, was just has just always been so inspiring to me. And she's one of the main reasons why I went into the nonprofit sector, working with young girls or, people who can't defend themselves at the moment. Um, so of course, first off, Usagi is like my absolute favorite. I actually have a couple of Usagi tattoos too. Um, but Sailor Mercury is like she's really she's my second fave, and it's like a close second too. We share a birthday, and she always made being smart look so cool to me. Growing up, she was the reason why I loved science. She was the reason why I wanted to be better at math. And even as an adult, like I'm watching her and I'm just like, wow, let me go do a quick little science project. Even if it's something as simple as like making one of those little volcanoes, like, or making soap. Like, so she really just makes science and just being an intellectual look so cool. So yeah, top two, definitely Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury.
Yeah, you're so right on that too. Because I feel like so many other shows, they have the smart characters kind of like it's seen as a bad thing to be, or like something that's
Hmm.
fun of. But Sailor Mercury kind of uses it as a strength and like helps the team. And like she, yeah, like I said, she seems cool. She's like, yeah, like I can beat you in chess, and
Yes, like
all these
a
other
brainy
things.
baddie. She's literally a brainy baddie.
Hmm. I love that. Yeah, and Sailor was my favorite, so like all good there.
Yes.
I completely agree. And I didn't realize that the nonprofit you're involved with is kind of like this karate kickboxing. Is that related?
Ish, yes. We with our karate school here, we do have a nonprofit side to that where we help out students with special needs by teaching them martial arts instruction as well as teaching them leadership and life skills. However, I actually work for an organization who caters to inner city black and brown girls. Currently, we've had to completely gut our programming because of course we were doing in-person meetups, etc. So what I had to do was create a virtual mentorship that would still, align with what we stand for, which are teaching them leadership skills through film and media. And so we've been having like virtual film sessions where we do watch parties. We have filmmakers come on to speak to them directly. We're going to be involving them with a local movie premiere. We've outfitted them with cameras and just basic tech for them to begin actually filming and working with what they've got, because to be honest, if we think about it, especially I'm 30, so 30. Who? So the young kids,
I'm 32.
the
Too.
younger. That'll be the last time I say it out loud. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Hmm.
adorable still, but the youngins, like, they have TikTok and they
Yeah.
have all of this. They have all of these means to literally recording like feature films or shorts or whatever, and so we're just pretty much teaching them how to use what they have in order to get a leg up in film and media. Yeah. Like I said, girl, I do a lot.
Yeah, like we didn't even touch that in the intro. So yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool. I love that so much because it's true. Like I feel like the same way like we probably grew up. I don't know if you were on the MySpace days, like the coding and
Yes.
stuff. I feel like kids now, like with the video editing, they're just gonna be ridiculous with it because all these apps require it. Mhm.
Yes, and I literally will watch these kids like we have them submit to us, shorts that they've done or just anything that they're interested in, but they have to record it. So they've been doing interviews and they've been doing like self-love affirmations, and the way that they edit it, I'm just like, "What in the world? How did you do this?" It's just so amazing. Like, they have all the tools. Our goals are to just guide them to where they need to be, and of course tackling it virtually, which is a headache, but ooh, once I start I won't be able to stop on that. So
Yeah, no, I hear you. That is so cool though. I feel like it's so I love that like everything you're working on is somehow in service of your community. And that's just so dope to me. Like even I didn't realize that the Lotusbtr mission was like, and like to provide high quality handmade products like inner city residents and communities. I didn't even realize you were in Detroit either. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
yes, yep, I'm over here in the city.
Yeah, I gotta visit Detroit one of these days. But
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, when you do, let me know, and look, you won't have to worry about anything for the weekend, so just let me know.
all right, okay. Oh man, I love it already. I always want to go to Detroit because like Motown, but I'll get into that. But, okay, let me stop before I get too far into it. But um, before we get into like the kickboxing and stuff, I want to ask you like what made you want to start Lotusbtr and like for this mission, and how did you get into making products?
So, okay, I'll be fully transparent. I was actually on an injury from work and was bored out of my mind, just sitting and doing nothing. And so I started researching and started making products for myself, excuse me, which were actually an extension of years prior. I believe it was maybe 6 years before this. I was making body scrubs and butters and soaps to give to family, and had actually completely forgotten about that until recently when a family member reminded me, like, yeah, you gave me a self-care kit for my birthday. And I'm like, what? That was my former life, girl. But so yeah, I really just picked it back up, focused on doing again the research, doing the trial and error, of course, using my beloved family as my guinea pigs. And from there, birthed Lotusbtr, which was again inspired by a real need in inner city communities because it's not accessible here. It's, of course, we're buying, I won't drop any names, but brands that rhyme with love. We're buying all these toxic body care products and we don't even realize it. And so my goal is really to just simplify self-care and simplify body care and provide it to the hood essentially. um and yeah, so I was honestly just inspired by sitting and doing nothing and feeling that I've been a nonprofit since I was 18. So the feeling that I had to do something and I had to do something for my surroundings was very strong when I created Lotusbtr. And I actually began creating my products in the corner of my living room in my apartment. And went and bought like a 6 foot table, had all of my like glassware, all of my mixers, and just I think maybe one little soap mode, and started from there, a little corner and a little 6 foot table. From there, I've been able to move on to my own studio, which I really came across. It was a blessing, but I've been able to move to my own studio and have a lot more space, and just a lot more, like freedom to breathe as opposed to being pent up in a little corner. So yeah, it's definitely been a journey.
Yeah, shout out to growth. Yeah, I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, especially what you were saying before too, like Sailor Moon and Usagi inspiring you. Yeah, it just all aligns together. And I remember too, like I guess it was last year. I was so hyped for you because you got worked on the Big Mouth project for Netflix.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That was it's still, so it's almost a year ago that that happened. And that is still so crazy to me. I was contacted through like, the website contact form, and like wasn't given any information up front. It was just like, hi, do you make these? I'm like, yes, I do make CBD bubble bombs. They're right here. Here's the listing, blah, blah, blah. And she emailed me back like, okay, so are the labels customizable? Can we schedule a phone conversation to chat? And I'm like, who are you, ma'am? And she realized she did not give me any information. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I have a large client and we're looking to do, a very large order. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And actually talked to her on the phone and was like, okay, so who's the client, if I can know, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, yeah, it's Netflix. And I'm like, excuse me? It's whom? Excuse me? Like, what? And I literally blanked for a full, like, I want to say a full minute while I'm on the phone and she's talking. And she was like, yeah, right? And I'm like, right. Like, I had no idea what she said because I was still so, like, I was kind of like, I was just stuck. And I got off the phone and immediately just cried. And I'm just like, okay, let me suck it up. And my sister heard me crying and she's like, what are you crying for? And I was like, I'm about to do an order with Netflix. And we sat and screamed for 30 seconds. And I got right to work. I think with that, it was a 2-week turnaround. After the first week, she called and was like, hey, we wanted to add something onto the order. I'm like, huh? Added like 100 body butters in addition to the 100 bath bombs she had purchased. And they were CBD bombs. So of course it was kind of pricey. So she called me like right when, and I believe I had 3 more days to fulfill this order. She called me at the 3 day mark, and I'm like, okay. I called my jar supplier downtown. They had just closed maybe about an hour prior. And I said, I know that you're, not open right now. However, this is going on. They've asked me for this. Can you please just open your doors for me? I swear I will pay you extra. Just went down the list. And he was like, you don't have to pay me extra. Just come on and get some jars. And I'm just like, oh God. So it was just like with that situation, especially, it was just like blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. And from then, like you said, I've been able to work with Adura. Jackie is an amazing woman. I've actually, ever since I found Adorned by Chi, I've just been so in love with her and her transparency and her journey. So I've been able to work with some awesome Black women and some awesome, like, nerdy Black women too. And I really feel like that opportunity really opened me up for that, because there's no way I would have had the confidence that I do in my product or in myself if that didn't happen. And it was just like the domino effect. Like that happened, and I didn't raise my prices, but I really raised my entire like attitude as to what I want to do and what I do. So yeah, I told you, girl, once I start talking.
No, I love it. I'm just here like enjoying listening to this journey, and it's so nice because I love that like the Netflix deal like was able to like affirm that like your ability into creating these like amazing products. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, Jackie is amazing. Like I love nerdy Black women. Jackie's awesome. I love all their Dura
Yes.
products. Like I got the box like right when it came out. Like right when she put it
Oh,
out. I was like, I
yes.
need all of these things. It looks so cool. And the box butter smells
Yes.
so good.
Yes. Like literally everything she does, I just be like, wow, what the heck? And when she reached out to me, I really thought, like, I didn't think she was joking because she's so sweet. But I was like, what? You want to work with me? And she was like, yeah, I love your body butter, so please. I'm like, what? So yeah, and I'm actually wearing like right now my original 3 or 4 year old pretty girls like anime t-shirt. Like the love I have for nerdy Black women, like you said, is just so real.
Yeah, same. I also have that shirt. I joke and say like half of my clothes are from Adore My Cheap, but
Mine really might be. And like the clothes that I feel comfortable wearing, especially because I'm in nonprofit, I never have to really like dress up all the time. I work with teenagers and little kids. Like my karate instruction starts at 3. So 3 years old. So I'm literally like in t-shirts and leggings or sweats the majority of my life. And so like if I can throw on my cute little pretty girls like anime crew neck with the little matching t-shirt underneath, guess what I'm throwing on? Like,
yep, same. I'm sure the kids love it too, because for the teenagers. Because I know so much. I feel like so many more kids now are into anime, and I love that so much.
yes, and they're able to like love it and like rock it openly without like the fear of being, teased or whatever. So yeah, I love it. And I love that they think that I don't know anything about anime whenever I wear an anime shirt. And I have this like, come on, youngin. I've been watching this since before you were even dreamed up, okay? Don't do this.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. And how did you get into like kickboxing and karate? You're a second degree black belt now, so I'm assuming you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, oh my goodness, I've been doing karate since I was 7 years old. I do Tang Sudo martial arts. And I started as a way, it was really a way for my dad and I to bond because he is a seventh degree black belt. And so he really took me to karate one day, thinking that I would really like it. And of course, like all kids, I hated it. Like, what? The first karate match I had, it was a sparring match. Oh my God, this little kid like hit my mouthpiece out of my mouth. It flew across the floor. And I'm sitting here like in tears, literally sobbing, mostly because I'm embarrassed. Like, how dare you play me like this? And it's my first time. Like,
True.
and my dad was like, all right, I'm gonna go, wipe off your mouthpiece, stick it back in. We're gonna keep going. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I give up. I quit. And he's like, hey, you're gonna keep going. You gotta at least finish it. If you finish it, then we can go. We can get some candy. We can get ice cream, and of course, the bribe it was gonna work. And so put my mouthpiece back in and lost the match. But still, that was like my first taste of I started something, and so now I have to finish it. And over a span of 20 years, I quit karate so many times because I wanted to dance and I wanted to act and I wanted to, do so many other things. I went to school, I came back, and my dad looked at me one day and was like, you know what? You need to go get your black belt. You only have one more belt to go. Go get your black belt. And I was like, no, it's a no for me. And he was like, hey, do you remember what I told you at your first match? You started something. I would like for you to finish it. Don't you want to finish? I was like, you know what? Sure, Dad. And I think I still got ice cream after making the decision too. So I'm nothing if not consistent. A bribe will always work for me, apparently.
Listen, ice cream is everything. So yes.
Especially in, I call myself not really trying to eat dairy, but if ice cream is on the line, dairy who? Like, give me all the dairy. Load that dairy up.
Completely agree. Also, I'm kind of putting this together. I feel like you're low key like a real life Sailor Scout. Like you got the black belt, have like this like altruistic, like inner Usagi-ness and down the making of the soaps and butters. I feel like you got like a Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, like trifecta going on.
Oh my gosh. That's such a huge compliment. And it's so funny. I am a competing black belt, and although I haven't competed since the pandemic began, I have been working on there's a category called open forms or like free forms. And a form is essentially shadow boxing, pretending that enemies or attackers are around you and just doing moves to, get them off of you, defeat them, quote unquote. And so I really took to my sensei. I took this hip hop mix of the Sailor Moon theme, and he really popped it in and was like, no, you're not doing this. And I was like, oh, but I am. And he walked into our dojo one day and saw me working on this piece to a trap version of the Sailor Moon thing. And so yeah, I will definitely take that. Like I'm a senshi. I really am.
Yeah, man, own it. I love it. And I think I might know which song you're talking about, but I'm not sure if I'll send it to you.
Is
I'll
that
send it to you after. Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That's
Oh man, I love that beat. I forgot someone did like a YouTube video with it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is the most amazing thing."
yes, I love it so much. I actually have a YouTube mix that, especially when I'm feeling down, I literally just go to this YouTube mix of random trap and or chill remixes of like Sailor Moon themes and or Sailor Moon songs or even stuff that people have made up. And I just sit there and listen. Like, don't bother me, don't talk to me. I'm listening to Sailor Moon. Don't touch me. Like, just leave me alone.
I need that link because I have those days too.
I'll send it to you right when we're
Please
off.
do, because that sounds amazing. That's so funny. Yeah, I love when people remix songs, especially like Sailor Moon, and like I get to like because I love hip hop too, so I'm like, oh, this is Sailor Moon and hip hop, like heaven. I love it.
Hmm.
I love it so much. It's actually that song. I thought about making it the theme for this podcast originally. I forgot why I didn't. I don't remember. I think I was maybe afraid of copyright or something. Not. Yeah, but yeah. So I was just like, I'm just gonna find something that's like similar, but like sounds like it could be a magical girl theme, but has a little bit of a like umph to it. And that's why I
Yes.
went with the theme song you hear at the beginning of the podcast.
Which is absolutely dope, by the
Yeah,
way.
thank you. It took a little time to find it. I was very happy when I did. um, that's so cool though. I love that your dad like encouraged you to like keep going and not give up. And now you're like this awesome black belt who's like making soaps and kicking ass.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a goal of mine. I try to finish whatever I start. And it's again mainly because my dad has been giving me that pep talk throughout my entire freaking life. It's kind of embarrassing how much he's had to talk to me about it, but the end result is it's up there. It's definitely up there.
Listen, I will take any pep talk if it ends with ice cream. So I feel like that's no shame in that.
Yeah.
No shame. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Um, and then so before we started recording, you mentioned that you are engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you so
I
much.
am too. So
Congratulations to you. Hey.
so like I am planning to incorporate some like Sailor Moon elements into my wedding. So I was wondering if you were thinking about doing the same.
Yes. So I was actually minding my business the other day, and my fiance was like, "Hey, you heard that Sailor Moon song?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have." Yeah, well, we've got to play it at the reception because, I mean, of course, it's you, so you're Sailor Moon. And I'm like, "Uh, yeah, I am." But no, so yeah, so aside from the music, I wanted to do, like, I think we're gonna be unveiling like matching Sailor Moon tattoos in our wedding photos. I wanted to do like a I wanted to be one of those people that had like a hidden back part to their wedding cake and do like Sailor Moon down the back of the cake, where the guests are only seeing like the white and ooh, topped with a, beautiful cake topper. I want the cake toppers to be like Sailor Moon inspired, and I think I wanted it to be funny and have like me or in my likeness with, of course, the two buns, but I wanted to be like holding my fiance, and he would have on like a tuxedo mask because of course the running joke is like, okay, whenever a tuxedo mask would be like, okay, my job here is done, like, what did you do? You didn't do anything. Like, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be dabbling in some Sailor Moon elements because it's who we are. It's who he is, because early on in our relationship, he would wear Sailor Moon shirts and like reference Sailor Moon to like get brownie points, and it worked every time. Of course, it did. So yeah, we're definitely sprinkling in some Sailor Moon elements. What about you?
Oh man, first off, I love that he was wearing like Sailor Moon shirts. Like that was amazing.
Yes, and he would do it and not mention it to me. And so I would walk into our date and see him, and I'm just like, wow, you really go all out.
Listen, that is a keeper. For me though, I'm having two flower girls, and both of them are gonna be in like Sailor Princess Serenity dresses, like mini dresses. Yeah,
That's
I'm
so
really
cute.
excited. And then I want to put I think the moon rod in my bouquet.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I've just been going through Pinterest and like trying to think of things, just to, like little subtle things that like you won't really tell. It's like Sailor Moon if you didn't know, but like people who know will know. Um,
Oh my God, only the real will know.
yeah, it's like a little inside between everybody. I don't know. I haven't decided. I think I haven't decided if I want to have bridesmaids or not yet. Just because like it's a lot, and I'm like I'm just like I just every day I'm just like I just want something simple and small. Like I'm tired. Just want some
Yes,
friends and family. You feel me?
yes, it would, trust me, I completely feel you.
Yeah. But I think like like maybe each of them. I saw one of my friends was in another person's wedding who's a Sailor Moon fan, and they gave other bridesmaids like these really cute like silk robes, and on the back they had like each of the Sailor Senshi symbols.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
And I was like, I kind of want bridesmaids just so I can give me this gift.
I may have to steal that. Oh
I
my
might do the same. I
goodness.
actually like meant I keep like I have to remind her to like I was like, can you ask me her where she got them, or like just send me a picture if I can recreate it. She got it on Etsy or
Yes.
something. I don't know. But it was so nice. It was so pretty.
That
It
is
was
so
so
cute.
pretty.
I'm literally like taking note, like, yeah.
Do it. Do it. I'm taking it from her, so oh good. Yeah, and that's like it I can think of right now. Yeah, it's just like really subtle things, but I'm like Sailor Moon's gonna be involved some way or another. Like it just happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And see, I am such a cheesy person. My fiance will constantly call me like a corn cob because I'm corny, I'm cheesy, like I'm all of
Same.
it. And I was thinking like, you know what? I'm about to have this cliche ass like Sailor Moon wedding and I don't care. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I won't have a Sailor Moon, but it'll still like now that I am hearing like the little subtleties that you're planning and everything, I'm like, I'm gonna dabble some stuff. We're actually gonna be having a garden wedding, which is gonna be small and intimate, a bunch of flowers. Like my dress is just like this big, beautiful ivory dress with like flower appliques everywhere. And I'm gonna have like a flower crown, and I think I might get like moons like embedded in the flower crown, or I don't know. You're making me think.
Yeah, I was thinking of crown too. There's some on Etsy. I can send you some links. They're really pretty with like little crescent moons and stuff.
Really, please send me over some. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, there's
goodness.
so much. Yeah, there's definitely little ways to like bring it in, and like all together, it may seem like a lot, but like it's all gonna be really subtle, and it's like you're not even gonna know.
I cannot wait. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the
No
ideas.
problem. Thank you for your ideas too. I'm like totally like, oh, and actually, when you mentioned garden, that actually just like shifted my brain because like I've been looking for at different like parks and like I'm trying to think what the like I wouldn't say woods, but I definitely want like outdoors and kind of like that rustic kind of feel. I feel like garden is the perfect word because I think that's what I've been looking for, and I keep like finding like parks, and I'm like it's not quite right, and like different things, and I'm like I don't know, but garden is like the right word, so I'm gonna like use that keyword and look up venues later.
Yes, and you'll be so surprised how like it refines your search too. Like of course, you know, some parks have gardens and everything, but specifically I want to be surrounded by flowers. And I know like so I really at first I was looking up parks. So it's so funny that you say that. I was looking up parks and my wedding planner was like, "Okay, look, I'm going to contact this garden. I'm going to contact this conservatory. I'm going to contact this botanical like planetarium. I'm going to do this." And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, it makes sense. Surround me with flowers, and that's to be honest, that's really I'm not going to be the super picky person. That's really what I like. It's non-negotiable for me. Like I need to be surrounded by beauty. Um, I want to feel like a fairy. That's what it is. I want to feel like a fairy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to feel like a princess.
Uh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for you.
I
I'm
can't wait for
excited.
you. I'm like, oh, I can't see these pictures. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, thank you for
Hmm.
sharing your wedding plans with me.
No, thank you. I'm telling you, you're gonna look at my wedding pictures and be like, wow, so she got her moon right here. It's a moon rod. And you know what? I'm gonna put credits and like if I do decide to do that, I'm gonna be like, credits to Victoria over at the Sailor Moon fan club. Like
Oh, man. No need at all, because like half of my ideas are from Pinterest or actually, oh man, I'm forgetting her name, but someone else, she had a Sailor Moon wedding, and a lot of my ideas too have been coming from her. I think I want to say her name's like I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, but I'll drop it in the show notes. Oh yeah, okay. I am Chubby Bunny. That is her name, Michelle Wynn Brad.
oh
Brad.
yes. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, she's great. She had a Sailor Moon wedding, and I was just like, yep, taking that, taking that. I think she had the rod in her bouquet, and I was just like, yep.
Cute. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's yeah, so much fun. I'm really excited. I feel like I'm more excited about like incorporating Sailor Moon into
Yes, me
like
too.
another. Oh my god, like, guest list. I don't know, but like, oh, Sailor Moon crown.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it's so fun though. Outside of weddings, because I know like weddings can consume everything, but you're still doing so much other things. We talked a lot about Sailor Moon, so I wonder, do you have any other favorite anime that you like?
Oh my goodness. How much time do we have left? No, I'm kidding. I definitely do. I am a Dragon Ball Z fan. I've been watching that since I was a kid too. As far as new anime, I love. It's so many. Okay, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen. I love Fire Force. What else? Oh my God. The Way of the House
Oh, that one's
Husband.
so funny. Mhm. Mhm.
It's so funny in the I had no idea they would be able to like properly convey the manga in such a simple way, and it would. I love it. I love it. Um, yeah, I think I have a couple of I guess they're kind of well known. And of course I'm forgetting the name right in front.
It always happens. It's so hard to remember on the spot.
Oh, I love Your Lie in
Oh, okay.
April. And what's that? Oh my gosh. I've watched it so many times. Anohana, the flower we saw that
I've never
day.
heard of that.
About Oh my gosh, it's on Netflix. I'll send it to you. If you need a good
Oh,
cry, please watch that series. I think it's like 10 or 12 episodes or something. Ugh, when I tell you, ugh, ugh, it's just so beautiful. Like the friendship, the love, the like it's beautiful. Um and yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I love it. I just found it on Netflix. It looks beautiful. I am totally gonna check this out. Yeah, that's a great list. I love My Hero Academia too. Deku actually reminds me a lot of Sailor Moon in some ways.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, and it's not just some ways. I don't think it's literally like he's her male counterpart. I feel like
Hmm.
he was the crybaby, or he was the one who had to depend on others, and out of nowhere he's offered this opportunity um to be, a greater version of himself. Deku really gives off Sailor Moon
Yep.
vibes. That is so crazy that you said
Hmm.
that. Wow.
It's such. I remember watching it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this anime gives me almost the same feelings that I had when I was watching Sailor Moon."
Yes. Oh my goodness. That's so crazy. Now I have to go back and watch like watch it from the beginning just so I can like
Mhm.
relate to it on a deeper level. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what this
definitely.
is.
It's so good. I still haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen or Fire Force. It's on my list. But I did catch up on Demon Slayer recently as far as the new anime, which is so good.
So good. And I forgot to mention Demon Slayer. It's so beautifully
It
animated.
is. It's gorgeous.
Oh my
It's so
gosh, it's so gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. But you
hmm.
have to watch. Okay. You have to dive into Fire Force. You have to dive into Jujutsu. It's like, oh, they're both, you want to talk beautiful animation, amazing characters, the character development. And then, of course, in Fire Force, you have, what is his name that voices, is it Zeno that voices?
Oh, wait, wait.
It might be.
Mm.
So he
And
voices
Jujutsu
Hobbs,
Kaisen?
but there's I haven't watched Fire Force in a minute, so I cannot remember.
Oh, it is. I know what you're talking about. It's the black character, I think. Right? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Who is like very I grew up in an African centered youth center, and so he's very like, first off, he has locks. He has like he's the bomb, and just the way that they animate their characters, and their black characters or characters of color is just like uh, fangirling. Okay, it's beautiful. You gotta watch
I
it.
love to see black characters in anime drawn well, and it makes me so happy. And the name is Ogun Montgomery. Let's look it up.
Oh
Let's look
God,
it up.
yes, yes. That's what his name is. I'm trying to look it up, but you are so much quicker than
Like with my
me.
hands as you're talking, I'm just like do 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 do. But yeah, yeah. I definitely once I saw, and Zena was on the podcast too. For anyone listening, so go back and listen to that. So he's on my
Yes.
so
Oh,
he's
that was a
awesome.
good episode too. I love
Yeah.
him.
And yeah, I need to watch it. I've been like slowly trying to keep up with like the new anime. So I was like, all right, I'm caught up on My Hero Academia. Finally caught up to Demon Slayer. I'm like, all right, next I got to do Jujutsu Kaisen and Fire Force. I feel like those are like the new ones the kids are watching. So
Yes, yes. I love how you said
yeah,
the kids.
trying to keep up with the kids. Yeah. And outside of nerd stuff, what else do you stand? So like, could be anything. Like I'm like, I love Beyonce, I love Boy Meets World, I love Black women in general.
Literally the same person.
Love it.
Um, who cannot love Beyonce? So yes, I definitely stand Beyonce. I stand authentic love. I stand friendship for sure, especially after the last couple of years. Friendship and just being grounded around people who genuinely love you. Definitely, oof, definitely a stand for that. And to be honest, I just stand being yourself. Like, no matter the age, no matter your situation, just being your most authentic self. Um, I mean, to be deep, of course, I'm a karate stan. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's such a crazy question. That's such a good question because that's something you really have to, for me, you really have to think about, especially because I do so much. I'm
Yeah.
a food stan,
Yeah.
definitely. Baby girl eats, okay? Um, and yeah, food, friendship, love, being yourself. I'm a self care stan, of course.
I love it. Yeah.
And that's it. That's mostly
Yeah.
it. I'm a stand
Yeah.
for my fiance. Had to throw that in for obligatory reason.
Obviously. Yeah, no, I feel like you're so right. We are so the same person. So I'm like authentic love. I do stand. Like I love love. Like that is my thing. And
Hmm.
yeah, just food, Sailor Moon, obviously, Beyonce. It's like, what else do you need? Self care. It's like you need nothing else in the world.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what advice do you have for someone who wants to start a body care business or get into, I guess, martial arts like kickboxing or karate?
Um, to be honest, the main advice I have is to just start. Look to the people around you, if you can find a mentor who has done or is doing the thing that you're interested in, be it martial arts or body care, find a mentor or a person you can look up to, ask for advice, or just talk to in general when you're irritated. Um, and start. Like, you literally won't be able to do anything until you start.
That's
And be humble too. I forgot that was a big thing. I'm not, I will say I am not that person who is huge on humility because I believe that if you are accomplishing something that you've always wanted to do or you are doing something very well, then of course you should pat yourself on the back and you should celebrate loudly. I am that person. However, I'm also the person who would never, if somebody's coming to me for help or somebody's coming to me for products or anything, I'm always that person who's going to be like, okay, so here's what you do. I'm never that person that's like, okay, well, I'm building my empire on this. Like, figure it out yourself. So definitely be humble, but celebrate loudly. Yeah,
yeah.
if that makes sense. I
No,
don't make no
that makes
sense,
all the
but
sense. I think it's so true. Like, and I think there's a difference between like being like arrogant. I think like yeah, celebrate your success, but like don't be like I'm better now than all of y'all or whatever. But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I think yeah, keeping a level of humbleness is always important, so you don't get the hubris doesn't get out of control.
Definitely. But I am that person that'll say, like, okay, once I put my body butter on these elbows, it's over for y'all. Like, I
Yeah,
am that
as you
person.
should. Cause listen, mine's be glistening.
Yes. We do not do no giant elbows over here,
The
honey.
skin is soft and everything. Um, but, and then, just like Sailor Moon had her, Sailor Moon says phrase at the end of every episode. What would your phrase be? So Sailor Nissa says.
Sailor Nissa says, we all fall. The important part is getting back up each time.
I love that. Yes. Get back up every time. Even if your mouth guard gets kicked out, get up, get back up,
Oh my
get up,
goodness.
get
Get
back
back
up.
up. Yep. Fight through the tears and fight through everything that you need to fight through to get back up. I actually I teach 3 to 5 year old karate, and we just went over that lesson, and they're like, okay, but I didn't fall, and I'm like, okay, but one day you will, and it's important to know that Miss T said, get back up after you fall. Okay, I just want you to remember that for the rest of your life. And of course, like they're 3, so they're like, yeah,
Right.
okay.
That's funny. Like, I guess. But it's so important though, I think, to start young because it kind of starts building that like thing in your back of the head. So when it does happen, it's almost automatic. Yeah,
Exactly,
that's so important.
exactly.
That's so lovely. And then what's next for you and where can people find you?
Well, to be honest, I am just taking it day by day. I have been uh, working myself into overdrive to prepare for the holiday season. Last year, shipping was a shit show. And so I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve this year. So, yeah, winter line is dropping for Lotusbtr pretty soon. I just released my fall collection a couple weeks ago, which has been doing really well. Um, and yeah, just working hard, continuing my training with martial arts, and doing my best to be a great example for little Nissa and the littles around me. And you can find me on Instagram at Lotusbtr. That is Lotus, Lotusbtr. Or if you're interested in me as a person, which I'm amazing, why would you not be? You can find me on Instagram at Nissagram. And that's NISSAGRAM_.
Completely agree. Y'all should definitely go follow her. She is amazing, as she said. Actually, I forgot to ask why lotus butter, like lotus?
So, cliche time. No, I'm kidding. Lotuses, if you're familiar with the flower, they grow through mud. They bloom through mud each day. And so it was just a testament to who I am as a person. I've been through a lot, a lot, a lot. However, I've never let anything stop me from loving and trusting and being vulnerable and being a servant to, my community. And so the fact that I made it through the mud, or if we're talking poetry, a flower grew through the concrete. So just in a situation or an environment where flowers typically wouldn't bloom, lotuses do. And so that is the lotus half, but then the butter, which is just BTR, was inspired by ancient Egypt or Kemet. They didn't write or spell with vowels. And so the word, it looked really weird with that extra T in there. And so I just gutted it, the word period, and just stuck it on the end. So yeah.
Nice. I was not expecting that. So that's amazing, like backstory. So much like meaning behind it. I love it. And I didn't know that they spelled without vowels.
They pretty much like what I guess our parents or whoever would call shorthand. Like literally, of course, they were drawing pictures and glyph, but they was like, what are vowels for? Like I'm not writing
They are
this. And I felt it. I felt that on the spiritual
Yeah,
level.
it's funny too because I think even now we like in when we do shorthand we typically don't include vowels. Yeah.
At
Yeah.
all. Just
hmm
cancel it out, continue
Funny.
on.
Full circle. Full circle. I love it. Actually, too. Last question. Sorry, I meant to ask this earlier, or like thought of this just now. But how do you make soap?
So here's my Sailor Mercury
Yeah.
vibes. Soap is actually a very scientific process. You wouldn't think so, but in order to make soap, you have to start with a solution, a lye solution. So you mix sodium hydroxide with your water, and then on the side you have all your oils and butters. I use a double butter recipe because it's what works best for my skin as well as sensitive skin. And so I've got like my butters and my oils. Once they are both cool, both the lye solution as well as the oils and butters, You combine the two. So pour the sodium hydroxide solution into the oils and butters, stick blend it with an immersion blender, and then you're able to separate it and color it, swirl it, design it however you want. And yeah, so it's very scientific, and I probably just made it seem so much more simple than what it really is. But I actually I told you the kids got TikTok on lock, but I plan on getting a little better at my TikTok and my real life and just doing like process videos so everybody can see. But yeah, it's definitely therapeutic if
That
nothing
sounds
else.
like it. And yeah, you definitely it seemed like you simplified it for me because I was like, that seems feasible. I feel like I could do that. But I feel like once I actually try, it's gonna be like, oh, this takes skill.
No, you definitely, I'm telling you, it's so simple. What's tricky is like the additives. So I use fragrance oils, which are paraben free. And so there are some fragrance oils that react too quickly with the oils and lye solution, and they literally turn it into soap immediately. Like as soon as you pour the fragrance oil in, it turns into soap on a stick. And like I've really been in situations where I've had soap explode on me and I'm cleaning soap up off my floor for weeks, or I can't even mix it because it's so hard. So it gets crazy, but it's very simple. And I'm telling you, if you come to Detroit, you can
Ooh,
make
oh
soap
my
at home.
god, I'm about to plan this weekend. Like I'm making soap. We're gonna check out some Motown stuff. I don't know what else.
Hello. And Detroit has the best, like, greasy comfort food because I feel like we've got the best of both worlds. So, of course, you have all the migration from the South. So, we got like Southern cooking, we've got the barbecue from the West, like, we've got everything. So, come on down. We've got chili cheese fries and we've got Coney Islands. And,
What are Coney
whew,
Islands? Sorry.
yeah, so
Sorry.
Conies are essentially these like diners, and here there's one on like almost every corner, and they do like chili dogs and like it's essentially like cheap comfort food, chili cheese fries, coney dogs. You can get like chicken strips, a wing ding dinner. Like it's the perfect if you're a drinker. I don't know if I can say this on the podcast, but I used to be a partier back in the day, and like right after coming in from the club or going home from the bar, we would stop at Coney, and they're open 24 hours mostly. So you can stop at Coney in 3 in the morning after the party, grab a little wing ding dinner, some chili cheese fries, and head on
Place.
home. Like that was
Place.
literally, yeah. It's intense, and you need to try it to
Sounds like a
know.
dream. No, I was just it caught my because we have Coney Island in Brooklyn, so I was like, what is Coney Island? Like that sounds so cool.
Yes, I forgot you were up there. And there's I actually used to date a guy from New York, and he used to be like, okay, Coney Island. And he tried it and was like, okay, Coney
All
Island.
right, yeah, all right, I love it. I gotta try it. Definitely coming at some point in life. Yeah.
Yes,
Well, thank
please.
you, Nissa, Sailor Nissa, for that answer and for coming on the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. Oh my God, it's a dream to have you on. And then once again, I'm Victoria L. Johnson, host of the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. You can find me at Miss Old School. It's Old School with a K on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find the podcast at Moonies Club on Twitter and Moonies_club on Instagram. Also at SailorMoonFanClub.com. We're available on like all podcast streaming platforms. If you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, would love it. Appreciate it so much. And yeah, and then I'm also on TikTok at Sailor Victoria, and we have merch at mooniesclub.com. But yeah, thanks for listening, Moonies, and thank you, Sarah and Nissa, for coming on the show.
Thank
Bye,
you. Bye,
Moonies.
Moonies.
Are you a podcaster, either aspiring or experienced, looking to connect and learn alongside like-minded women of color podcasters and audio creators? Women of Color Podcasters Insiders is a podcasting membership that will help you expand your podcasting skills, grow your audience, and income. Every month, members join live workshops with guest experts, small group accountability calls, co-working sessions, and you can even get your questions answered during office hours. You'll also have access to small group audit sessions with a website designer or Instagram strategist. Rich in resources, opportunities, and connections, Women of Color podcasters helped me to become a better podcaster and allowed me to connect with a wonderful community of podcasters. To learn more and sign up, go to the link in our show notes.